Chuck Daly, the winningest coach in Piston history, leaves Detroit. Wally Rooney and Ed Rush are our officials, and we have cleared the decks and we're set to go here. The NBA on CBS, Detroit in white. There's Kareem, the Lakers in their traveling purple. And the Pistons control. Thomas going all the way in. Ball knocked away. Dumars, the rookie, with the ball. And Tripucka hits the first shot of the game. Tommy, do we have identical styles in this game?
Both teams want to push at each other very hard. Fast break basketball. The inside game of the Lakers much superior. The outside game of the Pistons, their best part of their set offense.
Kareem taking it right to Bill Laimbeer. And the rebound by Laimbeer. Thomas. Dumars. Dumars was a brilliant scorer in college. But Chuck Daly likes his defensive efforts most of all.
The Pistons have to get easy baskets off that fast break.
Magic Johnson missing outside. Benson the rebound. This is the running game of Detroit. And it's 6-0. Dumars with the basket.
This kind of crowd will really do it for the Pistons, really get them running.
It did last year. They swamped the Lakers in a big shocker. Byron Scott wide open in the corner, misses. He's been hot and cold lately, and we have a loose ball foul called against Maurice of the Lakers.
Boy, do they get it out fast. Look at that long outlet pass. They get it into the hands of their best ball handler, and he finds the open man as quick as can be before the defense can form.
The Pistons like to run, Tommy, but basically they're a perimeter shooting team.
With guys like this, Kelly and Tripucka coming off picks like that, they need those kind of shots if the fast break doesn't work.
They're 4 for 4, the Pistons are, and now Pat Riley wants a 20-second timeout. 8-0, the Pistons have given the Silverdome crowd something to cheer about early here. Detroit, as we said, lost 15 of 21, but trying to make it 3 in a row today. And Chuck Daly has had some problems. Is he a coach under the gun right now?
I would think so. He seems to be handling it pretty well, however. Chuck, the chemistry of this ball club is a tough problem for a coach. With new faces, 4 new faces on a ball club, to get that thing going quickly with the expectations that we have here in Detroit is a tough job.
Benson, of course, one of the power forwards. The others have been Earl Curitin and Rick Mahorn, who was acquired from the Bullets for Dan Roundfield, who was certainly no world beater when he was here last year.
The Lakers really planned on going right at Kelly Tripucka early with James Worthy being in a low post.
Instead, it looks like they've gone to Kareem over Laimbeer to get him in foul trouble. And it's still Laker ball.
They have so many ways to beat the Lakers inside. Worthy is a real good matchup against the smaller Tripucka, and Kareem is Mr. Set offense.
Byron Scott is open for the second time, and he misses for the second time. But Worthy controls the ball. The Lakers have missed all 6 of their attempts. 8-0 to score Detroit. 2 minutes gone by. Lucas on a pick and roll. Kicked around, but the Pistons have it, trying to open up a 10-point lead. Thomas throws it away. Byron Scott played him awfully well and forced Isiah to make a pass.
The real job is to try and keep Isiah under control, not let him penetrate easily to the hoop.
Magic Johnson is guarded by Dumars. What a test for the rookie from McNeese State.
I imagine he's been thinking about that all night.
Kareem finally hits the hook shot.
Laimbeer has to be very careful as to not get early fouls against Jabbar, and Pat Riley's elected to use that situation nicely.
Took the Lakers nearly 2.5 minutes to score. Tripucka coming around a screen, finds an opening. Tripucka has 6 points. He is the second leading scorer for the Pistons, averaging just over 17, and it's still LA possession. Kareem is 38 years old and has the highest scoring average in the last 4 years, over 22 a game. So he gets better with age, as everyone knows by now. Another basket, 4 for Kareem.
The reason Laimbeer has to be careful is that they really don't have a quality backup center, so he can't get those early fouls.
Inside of Laimbeer, good feed from Benson. Didn't drop. Under 9 minutes to go in the first period. Detroit coming out strong. Worthy strong against Tripucka. And there's that matchup that Pat Riley wanted to use.
Nobody can guard James Worthy, it seems, in the NBA right now. Least of all, Kelly Tripucka, the much smaller player.
Coming off the screen is Dumars. Dumars with 6 points. So Tripucka and Dumars have all of the Pistons' 12. Worthy. And here's Tripucka. Lakers have down defending against 3-on-2. And Dumars, tell you, national television, with only his second start of the year, Joe Dumars is showing tremendous poise.
They have great speed to form a 3-man attack, these Pistons. Tripucka and Dumars and Isiah. Wow.
Dumars has hit all 4 of his shots. Kareem, can he do that all day against Laimbeer?
It looks like he may be able to, because Laimbeer is not wanting to contest him right now.
Who should be helping out?
They may drop down. They don't want to double team him too early. They're going to try and make Kareem prove that he can score and will score.
Maybe more teams ought to do that instead of doubling up.
I kind of think so.
Laimbeer.
Make him be great every night.
Laimbeer, who's a good outside shot, misses there. 14-8, Detroit leading. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn here at the Silverdome as Magic Johnson misses outside, and Lucas is there with the rebound. He got good position.
Very fine offensive rebounder. Riley says he's the best rebounder in traffic I've had in a long time.
And the top rebounder on the Laker team. So the lead has been cut to 4. Benson misses a hook shot, and now the Lakers can come within 2.
Good transition defense by
Worthy.
The Pistons, however. That time Tripucka got burned a little bit.
James Worthy. And it's 14-12. And now Chuck Daly wants to call a timeout. Detroit came out strong, but the Lakers have come back, and a timeout with 6:50 NBA. New Jersey beat Denver. Denver has been struggling on the road as of late. This was a terrific ball game, and Pat will have highlights at the half. An overtime victory by the Boston Celtics. Cleveland over Indiana. Houston, they've lost only 1 game at home all year, and they beat the New York Knicks behind Ralph Sampson. Look at the LA Clippers over Utah. And a big win for the Clippers, who've been struggling, and Sacramento edges out Seattle in their game at Sacramento. And Portland over Phoenix. Phoenix has been playing superb ball. What's going on inside between these two teams, Tommy?
Well, here's an example of Kareem trying to get Laimbeer in foul trouble. Look at all that physical contact. You're going to see Laimbeer lean on him a little bit, and a little acting job by Kareem to spread out. Laimbeer has to back off. What an advantage for Pat Riley, who knows that Laimbeer can't play real aggressive defense early.
Kareem missed his first 2 shots, but has hit his last 3. And Bill Laimbeer, the leading rebounder for most of the year in the NBA.
Interesting matchup going on right now. In order to take away the strength of Laimbeer's game, which is the outside shot, Pat Riley has put Maurice Lucas on him.
Lakers leading on the rebound department, something they've done throughout this season. Detroit's been shooting superbly. They hit the first 4 of the ball game.
That's what good offensive pressure basketball can do for you. Easy shots.
The Pistons had an 8-0 lead, and now it's been cut to 14-12. Johnson is on Dumars. Tripucka open. Kelly Tripucka now has 8 points in the ball game, and he's hit all of his 4 attempts.
Boy, and Dumars is getting right up at Magic.
We're going to call the blocking foul against the Pistons, and it's against Kelly Tripucka. First on Tripucka.
Well, Tripucka's really got his hands full. They got to try and help him a little bit, maybe by backing off Magic, forcing him to shoot the outside shot, making it a difficult pass into the low post.
Ball is thrown away. Kareem was trying to get position, and he claims that he was shoved away by Bill Laimbeer.
Kareem Abdul Jabbar is the second half of that matchup change, and Kareem is going to be playing Kent Benson.
Scott is on Isiah Thomas. So far, Thomas has not scored. Tripucka with a good fake on Worthy, who came back defensively nicely. Benson keeps it alive for Detroit, and Lucas gets the rebound. A little ragged for the Lakers. Normally are like a fluid machine in the fast break department. Magic Johnson goes up, and we'll have a foul inside, a loose ball foul against Maurice Lucas, and that will be his second.
But everybody, when you're coaching, loves a rebound like that by Maurice Lucas. It's my ball, get out of the way.
5:55 to go, 16 to 12. Joe Dumars, the rookie, has been involved in all 8 of the Detroit baskets. He has scored 4 and assisted on the other 4. Inside, Laimbeer turning around Lucas. Worthy, one-on-one against Tripucka. No way to stop it. The ball just dropped off. 5.5 to play in the first period. Kent Benson banks it in.
Well, Benson will pull Kareem Abdul-Jabbar outside. And if he can hit a few of those, that's going to change Pat Riley's defensive plans.
Benson at 53%, just one of 2 Piston shooters over 50% on the year. Still Laker ball with 5:09 to go, and Michael Cooper comes into the ball game for the Lakers. He's being used exclusively this season as a backup point guard. Lucas goes out. So now this is a kind of a lineup that with 3 guards that Pat Riley likes to use.
Well, Worthy now will be moved to the power forward position. Got more speed in the lineup, the Lakers now.
Laimbeer outside. That's what he does best with his first points of the game, and it's 20 to 12 Detroit. The Lakers have not had the lead in this game. They defeated the Pistons in Los Angeles 132 to 119 in their earlier meeting in December. Kareem inside. No basket if it goes.
He just cannot afford to really body up on Kareem. And Kareem is getting like position A in that low post. You can't get any closer to the basket than Kareem is getting right now.
Foul is on Laimbeer, his first, with 4:41 to go in the opening period. Magic Johnson misses again. Magic Johnson and Isiah Thomas have not scored in this ball game as Dumars throws it past Benson.
Well, that was a great hustle play by Byron Scott to cause that turnover from behind.
It's amazing that the 2 great matchup guards we've been talking about have not scored yet, which is a credit to Byron Scott and Joe Dumars. 8-point lead for the Pistons. Alley-oop. Backdoor, Byron Scott.
Alley-oop to a guard. I mean, they've got all kinds of versatility.
Pat Riley has said a lot of times, I'd like to have 5, 6, 9 people in there. Benson can't save it. It's off of his foot, and eventually, maybe when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retires, he will have 5, 6, 9.
Here's the Koopaloop. Beautiful alley-oop. Byron Scott, I'll tell you, that's really jumping. But they're playing on penetration right now. The Lakers.
We'll be back with 4:01 to go. Take a closer look at the famed Los Angeles Laker fast break.
The Lakers make a commitment to run even after made baskets. Their power forward, usually Kurt Rambis, will grab the ball through the net and inbound it quickly to Magic Johnson. The wingmen, James Worthy and Byron Scott, will head down the sideline, Worthy to the low post and Scott to the offside of the court. Magic Johnson, one of the best push men in the NBA, will push the ball hard at the defense, favoring one side of the court. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar always comes down the opposite side to Magic to form a low post for Scott to use later. Rambis, the 5th man up in the play, is an important part of the play as he becomes the swing man. The options are to James Worthy in the low post where he is virtually unstoppable, or through Kurt Rambis to the pop-out man, Byron Scott, a very dangerous outside shooter. Dick, this offense, I call it offensive pressure, Dick, and the reason is it is so formidable. They never give you a chance to rest. They never give you a chance to really think on defense. Rambis not being in the lineup today has caused maybe a little bit of a problem because Lucas doesn't handle that quick getting of the rebound that's gone through the basket.
And of course, one thing Rambis always does is grab that ball as it goes through the net. He's terrific at starting to break. Earl Curidan has come in for the Pistons, replacing Kent Benson at power forward. We saw Lucas on the bench when Michael Cooper came on into the game. 8 seconds on the shot clock and an easy one for Abdul-Jabbar, who has 8 points in the ball game.
Well, no doubles on him, so they're going to let Laimbeer play him one-on-one at least for a major portion of this first quarter.
Well, the Pistons still lead, so they can continue to take the gamble. A steal by Magic Johnson. The ball stayed in bounds, and here's his baseball pass to Cooper. And now the Lakers will set up. They would rather run than set up, but they go to Kareem or Worthy in this situation.
That sledgehammer I was talking about is pace. And the more running they can do, the better. But they always have this guy missed the 2 points from down low.
He went over 34,000 points this year. And he's got another record that's hanging in the balance that he should break soon. Isiah Thomas hits his first basket of the ball game.
That second unit of the Lakers trying to press a little bit.
22-18. 2:45 to go. Pistons have led all the way. Kareem exclusively now on the offense, particularly on the half court. He had hit 5 in a row before that miss.
I often wonder why other teams don't play him one-on-one and make him shoot and get tired. He's 39 years of age.
Maybe they're watching this game and picking something up. Dumars misses. Laimbeer the rebound. Curitin is there. Thomas keeps it for the Pistons in a new clock.
The Lakers with the smaller teams may lose the boards here.
That's a gamble that Pat Riley will take here. Pistons have not been a good rebounding team. Dumars hitting outside, but they are a good perimeter shooting team, and they've proven that early on.
That starts to go by the boards as you get tired in the fourth quarter. That's been the Pistons' problem.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first period. A 6-point lead for the Lakers. Kareem has 10. Misses his second in a row. Curitin gets the rebound. Isiah Thomas coming back in against the Lakers. Tripucka. And Dumars couldn't handle it.
Too fancy, Dick. Tripucka had the shot.
AC Green, a surprise rookie. A lot of people didn't think he'd come on the way he has. And he is a second leading offensive rebounder on the team, replaces Byron Scott. So if you're looking for more boards, if Pat Riley obviously is, the rookie AC Green from Oregon State is in there now.
He's got the tools. Riley says he's really a great athlete.
Worthy on a good feed from Magic Johnson. You saw Worthy's quickness inside. James with 6 points in the ballgame.
Good coaches do things with great athletes.
Tripucka, Curitin, wide open is Kelly. And here's Magic. He has that swollen knee, hasn't hampered him so far. And Worthy from Magic. That combination has given the Lakers 4 straight points, and it's a 24-22 game.
Worthy is the quickest man in the league up that court on the wing in the fast break.
45 seconds to go in the first period. Good pass, Tripucka to Laimbeer. Basket counts and a foul, but it was Kelly Tripucka who made that happen.
Here's a Laker fast break off a rebound. Magic, and they're really tough. When Magic gets the rebound, it turns everybody loose. And Worthy, you can't stop him when he's on the fly and you're not in front of him. He stuffs it.
Foul is on Kareem, his first. Laimbeer will try to complete the three-point play. Substitutions, Mitch Kupchak is in, giving Kareem a rest at center, and Tony Campbell is in for Kelly Tripucka. Campbell in his second year out of Ohio State, 0-0. Been playing a lot this year. Is in at small forward. And the first free throw of the game for either team comes with under a minute to go. 40 seconds now remaining. But it's been the Pistons holding off the Lakers. Lakers with their second best start in history. Best record in the league. Worthy doesn't make it outside. Campbell, the rebound. Vinnie Johnson is in the game. Dumars puts the fake on AC Green. Out of bounds, Detroit ball. 19 seconds to go, and the Piston hustle gets them in a round of ovation.
That's that sledgehammer for the Pistons. They take it to you before your defense is set. Even when you miss, you can get a good offensive rebound attempt.
How about this for a sledgehammer? Rick Mahorn in the game, replacing Laimbeer.
He's a double sledgehammer.
Well, Horn came over from the Bullets, but has not done the job in what they hope would be a starting power forward role. Trying to set a screen now with 8 seconds to go. Vinnie Johnson had a screen from Curitin. Vinnie Johnson, you remember what he did against the Celtics in the playoffs with 34 points. And the first period comes to an end. It's been the Pistons all the way, 29-22. The struggling fortunes of the Detroit Pistons affected Isiah Thomas, who normally always is a happy man with a smile on his face. He even thought about quitting. He has been frustrated, and here's the reason why he had a tough time.
just hate losing. You know, you go through a period where you lose night in, night out. It's like you're trying so hard, and it's like everything you do, it comes up as zero. You know, no matter how hard you try. You just really get frustrated.
No way he was going to retire. In fact, his good friend Magic Johnson sent him a package of balloons to cheer him up, and he wrote on it, "Remember, we had nothing at one time." And that did indeed cheer up Isiah Thomas, and when the two met in practice yesterday, they embraced. You won't find closer people in this league than that man, Isiah Thomas, and Irvin Magic Johnson.
It really was touching to me to watch that. I mean, they really embraced each other like they were, I hadn't seen their brother in years, you know, and they care for each other. Amazing.
They each have 6 assists, by the way, in the first period as we start the second section. 29-22 in favor of Detroit. And here come the Pistons. Their biggest lead was 8 points. Dumars, top of the key over Byron Scott. Got to like this rookie, Joe Dumars, who was the 3rd guard picked in the draft after Chris Mullin and Steve Harris. He has hit 6 of 8 shots and leads with 12. Worthy double team. On the other side, Kupchak banging in, gets the basket and a foul. They get a different look with Kupchak for Kareem, don't they, at center?
Well, he goes and he bangs harder than Kareem. And while Kupchak is in the ball game, they're going to work that Worthy matchup in the low post. But it's interesting that the Pistons are double teaming Worthy and not Kareem. Here's Kupchak, who was kind of left all alone for the free rebound on the weak side of the court, and that's why he ends up at the foul line.
Rick Mahorn with the personal foul and a 3-point play for Mitch Kupchak. And it's a 31-25 game. It's an all Detroit. Pistons came out with an 8-0 start in this game. And here's how they shot, and that reflects the score. Tony Campbell, Dumars, Vinnie Johnson. Bench is in there for the Pistons. Inside, Earl Curran, coming off the best game of his career, 25 points Friday against Denver, and it's 33-25.
I tell you, he plays as hard all the time as he possibly can. Earl Curran.
Cooper gets it in low to Worthy against Curran. Curran gets the rebound.
Worthy is not having his normal good shooting.
Campbell. Campbell is doing the job in the absence of Kelly Tripucka. A turnover gives the ball to Detroit.
They don't block out the power forward here as they look for the shot, and there's AC Green kind of getting beat on the play, and there's Curtin, who's hustling all the way.
Biggest lead of the ball game for the Detroit Pistons is 10 points. We'll take a time. Rookie starting at off guard for Detroit, and what a tremendous start for him. 12 points and 6 assists, and that's only part of it.
They played some fantastic good defense on Magic Johnson.
And the man replacing him is John Long, and he's been around for the Detroit Pistons for quite some time. His wife Karen just gave birth to a 8-pound, 3-ounce daughter. Our congratulations. Dumars going to the bench.
Tough thing for John Long, Dick, to go to the bench after you've been a starter for so long. It's an ego adjustment.
He started 30 of the first 37 games for Chuck Daly. Tony Campbell hits from the corner with his second basket. 12-point lead for the Pistons, so their bench has done the job, to say the least. AC Green, James Worthy, Mitch Kupchak, Cooper, and Byron Scott. So it's bench basically against bench right now. Kupchak going in nicely.
His mobility vastly improved over last year. How hard he worked to recuperate up that knee.
One of the great comeback stories of all time in the NBA. With those knee problems. Mahorn puts a move on Kupchak. Pace is up in this game. 39-27 Detroit. We have about 9.5 remaining in the first half.
Rick Mahorn has not given this Pistons team enough of that type of offense inside, though.
Led him in rebounding only 1 game. And we'll have a Piston foul. It'll be Vinnie Johnson, his first of the ball game. Mitch Kupchak, how he worked to come back from really was knee restoration after all the surgery.
I think he was a big factor in the playoffs last year when he started banging around under those boards against the Celtics. Gave the Lakers a new image. We're tough.
Worthy, as you said, having his problems in a loose ball foul called against the Lakers. It's against Mitch Kupchak, and that'll be his first personal foul. Pistons have won 2 in a row, as we said. Lost 15 of 21. They actually had the best start in their history, winning 12 of 18. Then their problems started to crop up. Long, good outside shot, wide open.
The reason Long went to the bench is that he was really not shooting that well this year from the outside.
You're an offensive player. You've got to deliver in that area. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Pistons. Worthy trying to get on track, still can't, and Long gets the rebound. Worthy is hit only 4 of 11 shots.
And he's getting his shots, he's just not making them.
Comes in 3rd in the league at 60%, so he's way down. Long, penetrating. They had a mismatch. Curitin on Byron Scott. Long misses, but there's Earl Curitin. Well, they don't have the A-team anymore, the Detroit bench, but this one's done a pretty good job. 8:21 to go, and the crowd in Michigan is loving it.
Green is supposed to be guarding this man here, Earl Curitin, but he has to AC Green come over and defend the wide open man, and that frees Curitin up on the board. The Pistons moved the ball around so well that time that the Lakers had to make adjustments, and nobody blocked out Earl Curitin. So good ball movement by the Pistons gets Curitin the offensive hoop.
Well, the Pistons have out-rebounded the Lakers after the Lakers had the early edge off the glass. It's 17-11 Detroit, and that's why Pat Riley has brought Maurice Lucas back in the game. Kareem Abdul Jabbar also is back. AC Green remains in there. The Pistons going with the same unit they've had in there. Magic Johnson is also back in there. And Abdul Jabbar has 12 to lead the Lakers. Dumars with 12 leads the Pistons.
Well, Mahorn is going to guard Kareem, and they may try to muscle Kareem a little bit. Put a torture test on Kareem.
May with Mahorn. Lucas gets the rebound on the missed shot. Byron Scott missing outside. Green fighting for the rebound and loses it out of bounds.
Well, he's very active for a rookie on that offensive board. He steps right around guys blocking him out.
This Laker trip will also include a game in Boston against the Celtics, one of the 2 meetings the combatants in last year's championship series will have. We'll have the game in Los Angeles in February. John Long hits outside, so this is not the way you want to start a trip, as the Pistons lead it 45-29.
The second unit of the Pistons is functioning beautifully.
And it's staying in there, even though Lucas, Magic, and Kareem came back in the ballgame. Kareem with 14 in the ballgame.
When he comes back fresh from the bench at his age, he comes back very refreshed. He knows how to take that good blow when he's on the pine.
7 minutes remaining in the first half. Lakers trailing early, came within 2, but the Pistons open it up again. John Long from the baseline. Coming off the bench and doing his job. Long has 6 points, and the Detroit bench has come through for 18 points in this first half. Magic misses a wild shot. AC Green and Rick Mahorn tie it up.
I'll tell you, that was real fortitude there by AC Green. That was a great rebound in traffic.
Mike McGee, former Michigan star, he's coming home as well on this trip. And last year he had 21 points, averaged 21 against Detroit, and shot 69%. He's in to be perhaps a spark for Pat Riley, if he can light him.
Well, he is a very good offensive rebounder and an outside shooter, and he gets a little wild at times, and he gets them moving in an upbeat fashion, but he's not playing as much this year because AC Green is kind of taking his spot.
Mahorn with his second foul. Now the starters start to filter back in for Chuck Daly. Bill Laimbeer replaces Rick Mahorn. Did a pretty good job while he was in there. Magic 0 for 6 from the field. 16-point lead for the Pistons. AC Green guarded by Tony Campbell. Eddie Johnson is on Magic Johnson. Lucas gets free inside and beat Curitin.
Well, they've got Kareem, the supreme low post player. They've got Worthy, who is deft down there in the low post, and now Lucas. Wow, what versatility.
But wow, they're losing 47-33, and they've got to make something happen. And usually for Pat, that means the boards. Tony Campbell hitting outside in Detroit continues to shoot well from outside.
But it's easy to peck away at a lead from the inside on easy baskets than it is from the outside.
Lucas hits. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn will be hearing from Pat O'Brien at the half shortly.
What surprised me so far, Dick, is that the Pistons have taken away the fast break game of the Lakers.
And one of the reasons they've done it is because they've hit the shots. They haven't given them a chance on missed shots.
And Dumars was up challenging Magic and his rush up the court.
Benson comes back in the ball game, and Earl Curitin goes out. So he's got a rested group starting to come back in there.
Now, Vinnie Johnson has got to try and do the same type of job on Magic Johnson to slow this fast break.
Isiah Thomas has had a rest. He'll be coming back in. Lucas going in against Benson. Benson the rebound, and it's a 3-on-2 for the Pistons. Long. Now Johnson. Didn't look pretty, but they got the right results, and it's 51-35.
And they're making the Lakers run back on defense as much as the Lakers are trying to run on offense.
Hard to run when you're hitting your shots, and that's what Detroit's doing, especially when they're perimeter shots. Kareem working on Laimbeer, who has only one personal. 16 points for Abdul Jabbar.
Well, he's liable to score 40, but he might not be a factor in the fourth quarter. That's what they're hoping, the Pistons, to wear him out a little bit by forcing him to shoot a lot now.
Vinnie Johnson drops for him. He had the roll there. And it's 53-37, and right now, look at Detroit, 80% shooting this period. Lakers can't run with the ball, and right now the teams are just trading baskets. Inside to Lucas. Lucas hitting inside, and Lucas with 8.
What a great pass that time to set that basket up to Lucas by Magic.
Benson outside. As long as you're hitting him, keep on shooting, and that's what the Pistons are doing. They can't miss from outside.
Now, that part of your game can turn around between halves, though.
You're right, but meanwhile, 55-39 with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Magic goes right by Vinnie Johnson.
Now, Dumars was doing a great job of containing the penetration of Magic. Vinnie Johnson not quite as quick.
Vinnie Johnson, as Dumars has been getting a long rest. Isiah Thomas is waiting for a dead ball to come back in the ball game. Vinnie Johnson misses, and Magic gets the rebound. 14-point lead, and of course the Lakers can chew up a 14-point lead in a hurry.
That fast break for them is that explosive.
Kareem with a lefty sky hook, a little tentative, missed. Lucas, loose ball. What a feed to AC Green, but he misses the stuff shot. John Long down the other way. And Green crashes the board. Knocked away by Campbell. So AC Green may get a little bit of a lecture from Pat Riley the next time he goes over to the Laker bench.
You certainly don't want to miss the stuff on national television. All alone, too.
Even when there's no television. Laimbeer, quick hop. Green the rebound. 2:45 remaining in the first half. 55-41. Is Kareem a little fatigued?
He might be. I'm telling you, they're making him work to get his shots all the time. It'll throw him off a little bit.
Lucas is fouled on the follow-up. They're making Kareem work, and he has to 16 points. Lucas has been the workhorse, and he will go to the line to shoot 2. But we have a foul on Ken Benson, and we'll be back to halftime as planned today. So here for a look ahead is Pat O'Brien. Pat?
Coming up at the half, we'll talk to the NBA's newest guard, Dr. J. And remember this Laker team? They won 33 straight. We'll compare with this year's Los Angeles Lakers. And the world waits for the characters that are the All-Madden team. All that more coming up at the half.
The muscle job for the Lakers has been done so far today by Maurice Lucas. He has 9 rebounds, and that's no surprise because that's been his stock and trade. In fact, If you look at the most efficient rebounders over the years, Maurice ranks right there. In fact, he leads the NBA in rebounders for those players who do not start. Of course, with Kurt Rambis out of action, Lucas has started now for the second game.
Yeah, he bangs, and he uses his body so effectively. He's not afraid to muscle anybody, but he's always been a very, very smart player for position and using the other player's strength against himself.
He was with Portland when they won the championship with Bill Walton in 1977. He's been with the Nets, the Knicks, and the Suns. He's been well traveled. He makes one of 2 free throws, 55-42 the score with 2.5 remaining in the first half. Dumars is back in the ball game, the impressive rookie, with 12 points and 6 assists back there now for the Pistons. Inside, Benson, turnaround hook shot over Kareem, and a loose ball foul has been called. Benson and Kareem, they have met before, haven't they?
Absolutely, and somebody got a bop in the nose about that one. But now the Pistons are trying to really make Jabbar work, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar work on defense. They went specifically to Benson. They hope that Kareem will get tired.
You call it a bop in the nose. It might have been more to Ken Benson. It was a tremendous punch early in Benson's career, broke Kareem's hand. There's Michael Cooper coming back in, and a lot of people think Ken Benson was never the same after Kareem had hit him.
I call it a bop in the nose.
Lucas goes out with 3 personal fouls, so he's the first man in foul trouble in the ball game. Tony Campbell misses from the corner. Some of the Piston shots are not falling now. And here come the Lakers running. Worthy, the basket and the foul, and that's what happens when you don't hit your shots against the Lakers.
I will tell you that James Worthy, when that rebound gets out there, he's so far up the court before any other forward can get at him. He's always looking at a guard, it seems, when he's going to the hoop. That's an easy hoop for James Worthy.
Isiah Thomas with his first personal foul. Thomas and Magic Johnson each with only 2 points in the ball game. They have not been to the forefront so far in this one.
Well, the idea of both ball clubs was to try and control Magic and then Isiah, and they're doing it.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-point lead for the Lakers, for the Pistons that is. The biggest lead was 16. All over Campbell is Magic. Thomas outside. Misses. He won't stay cold through the whole game, you can be sure. Cooper, the trailer is Magic. Back to Cooper. Double teamed. A block shot by Kent Benson. Tremendous defense by Kent Benson. And the Pistons back now. Dumars in traffic. Open Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer with 7 points in the ball game, and the Pistons trying to keep the Lakers at bay.
With Dumars and Isiah in that lineup together are 2 excellent penetrating guards.
How can the Lakers, averaging 120, the leading scoring team in the league, and the Pistons, who have been struggling on defense, why is the score the way it is?
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Dick. Yeah, the Pistons are hitting their shots. They're not getting good fast break baskets, and the Pistons are. Watch Benson come in here against Cooper from behind, swats it away, and really tries to. Michael didn't like that. Why didn't you call a foul, please?
Isiah Thomas picks up his second personal foul. Detroit in the penalty, and McGee hits the free throw. 1:05 remaining in the first half. The Lakers have never led. The Pistons were up by 16. Now it's a 10-point ball game in favor of Detroit.
You know, the other advantage with Dumars at guard is that he's another good outlet man that can run the middle of the fast break. John Long couldn't do that.
Laimbeer hits 2 in a row. Bill Laimbeer, who had a season high Friday against Denver, 19 points off the boards, hitting from outside, 12-point bulge. And on the shot clock, Cooper from Magic Johnson.
All right. Campbell really got burned that time. Got caught with his head turned the wrong way.
Magic already has 11 assists in the ball game. He leads the NBA with a little more than 12. 13 on the shot clock. Dumars inside. Fall away. Tony Campbell. The bench for Detroit has been productive. They have all scored, those who have come off the pine for Daly.
Hey, Joe Dumars getting a little tired right now, having to stay with Magic.
3-point attempt by Cooper, and that's 5 games in a row that Michael Cooper has hit a 3-point shot. 61-52. The Lakers get it under 10. 3 seconds to go, and Campbell got free side. 1 second to go. And that's it for the first half. It's been all Detroit Pistons. 63-52 the score. The world champion Lakers are on the short end. And we'll have Pat O'Brien coming up at the half.
The NBA on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Plymouth, a division of Chrysler Corporation. Plymouth, the pride is back, born in America again. And by AT&T and long-distance services, information systems, telephones, and computers, AT&T is the right choice.
Our score at the halftime, the Pistons lead the Lakers by 11 points, 62-52. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Once again, welcome to At the Half. This afternoon, a history lesson as we take you back to the 1971-72 season. That was the year that a man named Julius Erving became a professional, and a team called the Los Angeles Lakers made sports history. First, though, let's take you around the league one time and show you the game last night, a thriller, Boston and Atlanta. It was sold out at the Omni, and the crowd saw the Hawks build a 27-point lead. But Boston fought back behind, guess who? Larry Bird. He had 41 points on the night. That jumper gave the Celtics a 3-point lead with 48 seconds left in regulation. Dominique Wilkins then went to work. This three-pointer tied it, went into overtime at 112. Casey Jones seemed to make all the right moves then. Dennis Johnson with the layup as Boston goes on to win it 125-122 in, as I say, a thriller. Meantime, a lot of talk about the Philadelphia 76ers these days. They have won 14 out of their last 16. Now, we said earlier that Julius Erving joined the league as a forward. Now, 15 years later, he's getting used to life as a guard.
Also at guard, number 6, Julius Erving.
It's still different because I'm basically a front court player, but learning the backcourt players has been an adjustment, and you know, it's just been a partial adjustment because what I try to do is make them adjust to me more than I have to adjust to them.
Players seem to always be adjusting to Dr. J, and now they'll have to make another adjustment to Julius, the guard.
By putting Julius in the backcourt position, it automatically gave him a size advantage against just about everybody he was going to play against. But I also think it presents a little extra challenge to Julius as well, and I think he's enjoying it and responding well to it.
The 35-year-old Erving remains in top physical condition, and while a permanent move to guard might add a few years to his career, the doctor is cautious not to look too far ahead.
I'm only in a one-year situation right now, but you know, season things can change so quickly, and what I decide to do is just not going to depend on what the last basketball game I played was like, or the next game.
And we'll see Julius next weekend against Boston, Super Bowl Sunday. Let's take you back now to 1972 and refresh your memory. That was the year there was a third-place burglary called Watergate. Out west, people were listening to a new California group called the Eagles. But there was another record, arguably the best, greatest Laker team ever. They won 33 straight games in a row. And this is for all of you who sometimes wonder how this team matches up with the 1986 Lakers. Is it possible to compare two teams in two different decades? Two championship teams. Dynasty 1, the 71-72 Lakers. Chamberlain and company won LA's first title. It was Jerry West, Gail Goodrich. They were unstoppable. Dynasty 2 may be this year's team.
As a fan, I think it's very interesting talk. I would call the team, now check this, my old teammates, mediocre. Jerry and I, who were considered the stars at that particular time, were on our downside. The only guy I think was playing at apex ball was our guard, Gail Goodrich. You had Happy Harrison, who I think was a role player. We had Macmillan, who I believe was a flash in the pan. We had a great coach, though, in Sharman, who knew what to do with our team.
If the pass is not there, if somebody else is...
Perhaps Bill Sharman's most notable achievement was taking his team on a 33-game winning streak. Night after night, city after city, the Lakers rolled by one opponent after another. The longest winning streak in pro sports history.
The Los Angeles Lakers, the all-time consecutive game winning king.
After we got off that roll was, could we close? Could we end up winning the championship? And I think that the impetus of those 33 games carried us right on through to the World Championship.
The most striking comparison between the two teams is in the middle. Wilt with one Laker title, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 3 as a Laker.
Any comparisons you want to make between you and Wilt?
I'm much better looking than Wilt, but other than that.
How about playing?
The versatility of my game has helped me a lot more than Wilt's skills helped him. I have to score, I have to pass the ball, and I have to help the running game. And I think that helped me be a more rounded player than Wilt.
I like to be blunt. I think that the weak link, surprisingly enough, on this fantastic Laker team is Kareem.
Why?
Well, because his transition game is the worst I've ever seen. But remarkably so, in the end of the game, he is the best out there.
Dynasty 1 may have had superstars in West and Wilt Chamberlain in the starting lineup, but a weak bench despite Pat Riley's tenacity. Now it is Riley's coaching skills and an awesome bench that challenges that other great Laker team.
72 team, they delivered. It's just January now for us. We got ways to go before we can even be in that conversation. We have to win the World Championship, and that's going to take a lot.
And to be blunt about it, his 34,000-plus points speak for themselves. From 33 in a row now to 18 in a row. That's how many North Carolina has won. Brent Musburger will be along to talk about that as At the Half rolls on from Motown after a word from your local station. O'Brien at the half today, high above the floor here in the Pontiac Silverdome. And this afternoon we have some breaking news to talk to you about, a tragedy out of Belmont Park earlier today. A fire broke out there at 1:45 this morning. 200 firefighters were called to the scene. 45 horses were killed in this tragedy. Human injury, 2 firemen were injured. They were hospitalized with smoke inhalation. 36 of the 45 horses that died belong to Johnny Campo, and they estimate now damage to that fire at $10 million. We'll be keeping you up to date on this as the day progresses. And speaking of that, after the Lakers and Pistons here, it's college basketball here on CBS, North Carolina at Marquette. And for a report on what's coming up, let's go to Brent Musburger and Billy Packer. They're in Milwaukee.
Teams in the country, North Carolina, Memphis State, and Oklahoma. Billy, we got the Marquette coach right here in the middle, Rick Majerus, and look how nice he looks today, how he dressed up for the television appearance.
The game hasn't started yet.
That tie will come down so fast. Rick, can you upset these Tar Heels? They're awfully good.
Well, we believe we're going to win. Our guys have that feeling. They've got the eye of the tiger. They think they're going to come out and they're going to give them a game, I'll tell you that. We're playing good ball. We're playing team ball. We're playing tough D. We're rebounding. And the more physical the game, the more to our advantage.
One of the things, Rick, as a coach, yesterday you had to play, so did Carolina. How much preparation time did you get ready for Carolina, or is this going to be kind of a one-shot deal?
Well, we didn't dwell on Carolina at all during the week. We had to beat Dayton. We wanted to beat Dayton. Dayton's a good club. They're extraordinarily well coached. So we took them apart yesterday and played our best ball maybe of the year. We're really playing well. And last night we went and watched a couple of films, made a couple of phone calls. Either I have a lot of friends or Dean has a lot of enemies. and we just put together a small scouting report. This game's going to be won on heart.
They're 1-0 against Carolina so far, so we'll see what will happen.
If we win, I can say I can own Carolina.
Chance to see the top-ranked team in the nation coming up against Marquette. That's next on CBS. Then after that, CBS Sports Sunday. For a preview, here's John Madden.
Coming up next on CBS Sports Sunday, you're going to meet a bunch of guys that if I were still coaching, I would love to coach. It's the second annual All-Madden team. People say, what does it take to make the All-Madden team? I say, I don't know. And if I knew what it took, then it wouldn't be the All-Madden team.
Make a lot of grunts, a lot of moans, get down in the dirt and put your face down in it and come out and make it look like you did something at least.
It's the second annual All-Madden team. Coming up next on CBS Sports Sunday. Back to you, Pat.
All right, gentlemen, thank you, all of you. After the college game, by the way, on Sports Sunday, after that game, the World Triathlon Championships from Nice, France. But first, we've got more of the Pistons and the Lakers. So thank you for joining us at the half. I'm Pat O'Brien. Dick and Tommy are next. Enjoy the second half here on CBS.
Is sponsored by Miller Beer. Miller, made the American way since 1855. And by Renault Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA.
63-52, Detroit in a surprise so far. And Tommy Heinsohn, why have the Pistons just dominated this game so far?
Well, the Lakers just missed an awful lot of shots. The Tripucka-Worthy matchup that Pat Riley was counting on didn't produce the points. A lot of misses. They converted the Pistons those into fast breaks. They hit the outside shot, and their big people are simply playing better than the Laker big people.
And they're making Kareem work.
And they're trying to take the fourth quarter away from Kareem. They went one-on-one. Very interesting tactic against Kareem. Let's see if it works.
Steal by Isiah Thomas against Byron Scott. And he draws the foul. So the Pistons come out with a fine defensive play. The leading scorers in the ball game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, no surprise. Joe Dumars, very much of one, and he has 8 assists, which is a big story here. The rookie from McNeese State in Louisiana, Chris Mullin and Steve Harris, and then came Joe Dumars in the draft as far as the guards were concerned.
Well, Tony Campbell off the bench came in with 10 points in that half too.
Thomas with only his 3rd point of the ball game. He took only 2 shots.
The most surprising thing to me so far in this game, Dick, is that Magic Johnson and this man, Isiah Thomas, have not really controlled the ball game.
But the strategy of the 2 coaches were to take them out of it.
No matter what, they usually control the ball game.
It's a 13-point lead for the Pistons here. First possession of the second half for the Lakers. Magic Johnson, Laimbeer is denying Kareem with the ball. And Johnson going to the hoop, and we have a Detroit foul.
Joe Dumars was right up in Magic's jersey. Going to really put a lot of pressure on him.
Chuck Daly said, without question, Joe Dumars is my best defensive player, period. Scott gets past Isiah Thomas. Here come the Pistons, who shot 61% in the first half. Penetrating is Thomas, but the foul was called against Maurice Lucas, and that's 4 on Lucas. So Pat Riley has a dilemma right now. He needs the bangers inside, but Luke has 4 fouls.
Well, the backup to Lucas would be probably Mitch Kupchak or A.C. Green.
Lucas stays in the game. Laimbeer misses. Benson with the offensive rebound. And here comes Magic, starting to break for the Lakers. Pistons get back. Lucas with the jumper. 9-point lead for the Pistons.
And look at Scott. It took Isiah right out of the ball that time. They had to get the ball to Dumars just to inbound it.
Scott with only 4 points has kind of given himself up offensively to do the job defensively on Thomas. Laimbeer with a short baseline shot. And here come the Lakers again. James Worthy. Pistons getting back nicely, but the pass into Lucas. Lucas with 2 in a row has 13 points, and Detroit wants a 22nd timeout, and now it's a 7-point lead, and that's the danger zone, isn't it, for the Pistons?
Absolutely, and what we got right now, Dick, is the Pistons' outside game is starting to falter a little bit, and the Lakers ever ready to pounce on misses, rebounds, and turn them into fast breaks. Great running that time by an old player, Maurice Lucas, to get in that low post for that easy hoop.
Well, we think we have one of the great matchups in all professional sports. A tremendous rivalry gets renewed next week when the Boston Celtics play host to the Philadelphia 76ers. A great rivalry, and of course Philadelphia stumbled early, but they've come back, and Boston, with of course the 2nd best record in the league, against the 76ers, who are hot on the heels of the Celtics. That'll be a noon start next Sunday. So start your Super Bowl Sunday off with a great matchup, Boston and Philly on CBS. Lakers have scored 6 in a row, trying to put the clamps on Detroit. Thomas misses. Loose ball, Worthy can't save it, and it's still Piston ball.
Byron Scott is just doing an absolutely fantastic job on Isiah Thomas.
A.C. Green comes in for Lucas, the man you said would come in for Luke, who goes out with 4 personal fouls. He has 13 points.
And Lucas was really helping him climb back into this ball game.
Laimbeer, pass in, foul against the Lakers. And it's on Magic Johnson, number 1 on Irvin.
With A.C. Green coming in now, he will probably take Bill Laimbeer, and as soon as Laimbeer sees that, he's going to try and run him into the low post, and he ought to be able to score against A.C. down low.
Green has done better defensively than offensively so far this year. He's been a bit confused when the Lakers have had the ball, but defensively he's been more comfortable. And of course, Pat Riley was telling us how well coached he thought Green was coming out of college at Oregon State.
Very much so in the fundamentals of the game, but he says he's a reluctant shooter and really wants him to take the shots.
Ralph Miller, by the way, is college coach. Missed the free throw. 1 out of 2. Green the rebound. Here comes Magic on a feed from Worthy. The 2 of them have hooked up in opposite directions. 66-60. 2 minutes gone by, 3rd period. The crowd is quieted. because the Lakers have come back. Benson outside, hits a shot. That's a big basket for Detroit.
And Kareem has to leave the paint in order to get out there and play Benson. That opens up Laimbeer, a lot of good offensive rebounds.
Worthy goes in. Tripucka was fouled, but no foul. Dumars with a great move, getting away from Magic Johnson's 6'9" frame. So the Pistons coming back with some ammunition of their own, and it's a 10-point lead again.
Boy, Laimbeer really lets that good outlet pass go off the rebounds.
Kareem on an alley-oop from Magic Johnson. 18 for Abdul Jabbar. He is the leading scorer in the ballgame.
Pistons are trying to beat the Lakers to spots on the floor, and the Lakers are taking advantage of that. They're getting the ball over the defensive man's head.
70-62 Pistons. Kareem coming out to meet Benson. Tripucka inside against AC Green in a foul.
That should be a goaltending also because the man grabbed the net.
Timeout is going to be called, and a foul is against James Worthy. 8-point lead for Detroit. Mark of this NBA season, and it's interesting to look at the most improved team, and really surprising, of the Los Angeles Lakers. Here, the defending world champions. They have the best record in the league, and they are amongst the top 5 teams with the improved records. Last year, they won 60. Now, here are the teams that have dropped off, and of course, the Pistons are one of those. Philadelphia has dropped off a bit. They have come on a little later, and now you almost have reasons for those other clubs as you look at the list. We're going to check the matchups now, and what should we focus in on here, Tom?
I think Byron Scott has really been doing a great job on Isiah Thomas one-on-one and forcing Isiah to his weakness. The strategy of the Pistons is to pull Kareem out of the middle and let Isiah and Dumars penetrate, hoping that they can score going to the basket or create easy rebounds for Laimbeer.
Tripucka.
This guy is really a great offensive player, but he's the weakness in their defense because a lot of teams elect to go at him right away because of his size.
You know, no longer can you have a small forward that small, I think, in the league anymore. Under 9 minutes to go in the third period. 71-62. Lakers have cut it to 9 points. Inside and a foul. AC Green is fouled, and that will be the 3rd team foul against Detroit. And it's against Kelly Tripucka, his 2nd. 23rd pick in the draft. You don't always get a man of the quality of AC Green, and of course his father has the same first initials, and that's all they mean, AC. They don't stand for anything other than AC.
Like KC Jones. This kid kind of fits right in with the Lakers. Got the great speed to get up and fill a lane on the fast break to form the 3-man attack, and if he can rebound very aggressively like we think he can, he's going to be a great addition.
The lead is 8 for the Pistons. There's Scott on Isiah Thomas, the matchup that Tom's been talking about, and really has bottled up Isiah to the tune of only 4 points for number 11.
They have a little press going on right now.
Feed inside to Thomas. Got away for the shot. Tripucka keeps it alive on a new clock. Wide open is Kent Benson with the shot.
Well, the big guys, the Pistons, starting to do some damage again.
Lead is up to 10. Pass inside, not a good one. Scott didn't know it was coming, and the Lakers turn it over. So when you talk to Pat Riley about the Lakers and say, what are you playing for, and is the team all bored, all you have to do is take a look at the way they're playing today, and you know that they have no reason to be bored. Nearly 8 minutes remaining in the third. Benson misses, but there's Kelly Tripucka. Thomas loses it. Johnson, Kareem, an easy 2.
Kareem was way ahead of everybody else as he thought the Lakers originally had possession of the ball. And lucky enough to be up at the right end at the right time.
Michael Cooper gets his warm-up suit off. Worthy is on Tripucka. The pop-out man, Benson. Dumars has been maybe the diamond in the rough in this game. Isiah Thomas.
That time, Scott did just not get to his shooting hand quick enough.
Thomas with only his 2nd basket of the ball game.
Look at this battle going on between Dumars and Magic Johnson, making them slow the ball up.
Unsung heroes have been Dumars of the Pistons, who's called for the foul. He is a quiet, poised, and classy youngster. Rarely says anything, goes about his business, and you saw his reaction on this foul.
It kind of takes a young player to want to go up there and play a guy like Magic tough for 48 minutes, and he thought he got the call the wrong way. And I kind of agree with him.
The unsung people, Byron Scott and Dumars. They're doing the defensive job on Magic and Isiah. Plenty of time on the shot clock. They swing it, look for Kareem. Knocked away by Laimbeer. Cooper, who's come in the ball game. 4 seconds on the clock, and Kareem says, I might as well stuff it through. And he does. 22 points for Abdul Jabbar. 11 of 16 from the field.
I'm kind of interested to see if they're going to be able to wear Kareem out by the Pistons by making him shoot a lot of shots.
We'll find out. And they held Thomas in a foul against the Lakers, and they're in the penalty now. So the Pistons will go to the line and shoot 2. AC Green commits the foul. So 6:40 remain in the third period. The Lakers are trying to get close, and every time they do, in premiere of CBS Sports Sunday, John Madden reveals his picks for the All-Madden NFL team. If Tom Heinsohn were a football player, he'd be on the team, I'd know. And then you'll see the top men and women. Athletes compete in the World Triathlon Championships from Nice, France. It starts at 4:30 Eastern. And who will be on the Madden team? Well, you know he loves this guy, the wacky quarterback, Jim McMahon, who John thinks wants to be an offensive lineman and is probably right. Yeah, well.
I think all you have to do to make the John Madden team is go boom, bang, and doink.
Well, talk about a great seat, and actually, it is a great seat, and the fans, 28,548 strong, and that's the largest crowd of the season here at the Silverdome to see the one visit of the year of the defending world champion Lakers.
This could be the most profitable franchise in the entire league with this building if they can get consistency out of this ball club. It looked like they would 2 years ago. They're struggling this season, but not in this ball game.
Trying to open up the lead again to 10 points. Isiah Thomas does. What about the theory of you double Kareem or you play him solo?
When you double Kareem, the game is easy for him because all he does is pass the ball. He doesn't have to exert a lot of energy.
Inside, James Worthy starts to go to work. He has 13, but they've been a quiet 13 so far.
Well, they really directed their attack at Tripucka with Worthy, and Worthy didn't get the job done in the first half.
Plenty of time. We have more than 6 minutes remaining in the third period. The Lakers are hovering over the Pistons. 8 points down. Isiah Thomas. Tipped up and in by Kent Benson.
When Kareem plays Benson and he goes to the penetration, Benson smartly went to the board uncontested.
So it's 10 points again with under 6 to play. Benson is guarding Green. Worthy guarded by Tripucka, and Worthy starts to go to work. Hits 2 in a row now. And we have a foul on Mike McGee. That'll be penalty situation.
Here's Kareem guarding Benson, going to the penetration. He puts his hands up, and that allows Benson to swoop right in there. A very intelligent play by Kent Benson to know when to go when you got it.
Chuck Daly, who actually wanted the Philadelphia 76ers head coaching job, and they wanted him, but they wanted a #1 draft pick for compensation, and the Sixers said no. The Pistons wanted the pick. Philadelphia said no, and Chuck Daly had to come back to Detroit, not under the most comfortable of all circumstances.
Yeah, it might have had an effect on his own team, too. Coach wanting to go to another place, but I'm sure he kind of repaired that potential damage.
Missed the free throws. McGee coming back. Thomas harassing him. It's an 8-point game, 79-71. Lakers have never had the lead in this one. Kareem misses the sky hook, and here comes Isiah Thomas. Turnover, and at the other end, Kareem took his time coming up and gets an easy basket, a bonus.
Well, he was a little bit tired getting back defensively against that break. Mike McGee just made a great defensive play on Isiah.
Thomas, long range, and the rebound by Cooper, and here comes the Lakers. They get Worthy and McGee on the wings. Under 5 minutes to go in the third period, and a Laker basket would bring them to within 4.
This is the period that the Lakers really can try and make some serious ground, because I think the Pistons are getting a little tired and will start to miss their outside shot.
Basket is good, and the foul on Laimbeer. That's his third personal foul. Pistons want a timeout, and when are we going to see that bench that performed so well for Detroit in the first half?
Maybe very quickly.
79.
The way it's supposed to go.
So the question is now for the Detroit Pistons, who got 28 big points from their bench in the first half and nothing so far now, is at what point does Chuck Daly go with his basic starters now as the Lakers have cut the lead, and can he take a chance in going to his bench soon? 3-point lead.
They're trying to play the pace game too, the Pistons, but Isiah's got to play some minutes here in the second half and being effective in that pace game.
How long will you keep these starters in? Thomas.
I'd keep them in for as long as they still have the lead. And they're trying to untrack Isiah Thomas right now. Interesting defense by the Lakers. They're pushing Isiah to his left, and they're climbing all over his shooting hand. Good play by McGee, one trip, and Michael Cooper, another trip.
Foul was on AC Green, his second personal foul. And here is Laimbeer on the line. So you feel that if the Lakers continue their surge, then he's got to go to the bench, which is a gamble, because then what does Pat Riley do?
Well, Pat Riley is counting on that sledgehammer effect, and if the Pistons starts to miss some outside shots, they're going to really run, and that might compound the tiredness factor of leaving the Pistons team intact.
Don't forget Maurice Lucas on the bench with 4 personal fouls for the Lakers. But going to the bench, AC Green has come in, and the Lakers have cut the lead. Now a turnover, and the ball went right past Kareem, 81-76. Benson on the trailer, gets the basket. 83-76. Kent Benson has 12 points. Keep in mind, the Pistons have had a problem finding a suitable power forward this year. Worthy is fouled, driving across the lane.
I'll tell you, that last fast break by the Pistons was really, again, because Kareem was tired. Laimbeer was up in the corner, that freed Benson, and they use him right down the middle. You can see how far behind Kareem is, an easy hoop. So I think that one-on-one offensive, defensive situation early is starting to pay some dividends for the Pistons.
Foul was on Thomas, his third, but Worthy misses the free throw. Earl Curitin, or check that, Vinnie Johnson comes into the ball game replacing Isiah Thomas. Thomas has worked hard in this third period, goes out with 8 points. Kareem has 27 points, but has had to work awfully hard for those.
You know, a lot of teams would say, let him get 50 points. You know, but he might not get the big ones down the stretch when they really need the points from Kareem.
6-point lead for the Pistons. Under 4 minutes to go in the third period. Dumars hits from outside, just inside that 3-point line, and Dumars has 16 points. He had 20 against Denver on Friday night.
What a solid rookie.
So starting suits him, that's for sure. Cooper in 3-point territory. Into Kareem, who's got 29.
That was a very foolish defensive move that time by Bill Laimbeer to try to pick that pass off.
Kareem had position, and it's a gamble. It's like you get the easy touchdown. 85-79, 3:25 to go. Laimbeer way outside. Coming off the screen is Dumars again. Joe Dumars.
He doesn't know these are the Los Angeles Lakers.
Paying some dividends. 87-79. Worthy coming in. Knocked away. And here come the Pistons. Imagine LA is shooting 12 of 15 this period. Still trail by 8 points. Under 3 minutes remaining in this third. Tripucka in a crowd goes up and draws the foul.
Here's Bill Laimbeer trying to guard Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the low post. He's on the bottom side. He tries to get out in front and pick it off. He was way out of position. You get an easy hoop. That's not working, Kareem. That's getting them 2 easy points.
Earl Curitin is going to come in for Kent Benson, who goes out with 12 points and 6 rebounds. Has played a fine game for the Pistons. Magic Johnson reports back in, and James Worthy goes out. Worthy came alive in the third period with 16. So right now,
you know, Worthy not hitting those shots. Nobody's really playing super defense on him. He's just plain outright missing.
So now what is the Laker alignment? They have Magic in there along with Cooper and McGee, along with AC Green and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
This might be their best press unit. We might see some pressing from this ball club.
10-point lead for Detroit. So 3 guards, and Kareem and AC Green up front. Sometimes it's worthy. Whatever it is, it's a good unit. Green on the alley-oop from Magic Johnson.
Well, that's another way to take advantage of a mismatch. Alley-oops over a smaller man. Tripucka knew the play was coming, just wasn't big enough to stop it.
Comes up court and had a few words for Ed Rush. Vinnie Johnson guarded by Cooper, who's been all defense in the NBA for 5 straight years. Tripucka finds Laimbeer, and the basket counts, and a foul. Terrific pass by Kelly Tripucka driving the baseline, and Laimbeer didn't waste much time getting that ball up. Foul is on McGee.
You can't shoot the ball any better than Laimbeer did that time. He never gathered himself up. Here's a strong move by Kelly. Drops it to Laimbeer, and look how quickly he kissed it off the glass.
14 points for Laimbeer. Cooper the rebound. 91-81. Kelly Tripucka on the bench has scored 11 points, and more important, was not burned by James Worthy today, at least not to this time. Johnson from Kareem, a familiar inside pass.
That's what happens when you double-team Kareem. He doesn't have to shoot, and an easy pass that time to the cutter.
Why are the Pistons doubling him now?
I don't know. To tell you the truth, the other way was very effective.
Steal by Michael Cooper going in against Johnson. Clogged up. The Pistons clogged the middle nicely. But AC Green gets loose for the basket. And it's 91-85. And once again, the Lakers come within 6. Magic has 16 assists today. He leads the NBA. And he's 4 over his average for the year. Loose ball. Green picks it up.
Boy, that was great defense by AC Green. Never let Curtin feel him.
91-85, and the Lakers setting it up now. Try to come within 4. That's the closest they've come to the Pistons. Kareem, 31 points for Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem is going to kill you either with scoring or with passing. And which is going to take the most out of him? I think the scoring.
He has 15 points this period. Under a minute to go. 11 on the shot clock here in the 3rd. Tony Campbell is in. So we're seeing the Pistons bench did so well in the first half. Vinnie Johnson comes up with his 8th point of the game.
And that's a tough matchup he's working against, Michael Cooper.
So it all comes down really to the 4th period and who's going to be fresh.
And whether the Lakers will be able to use that inside game with Kareem that they count on so much at that crucial part.
Worthy will have a rest. We know that. He's been on the bench. 30 seconds and 8 on the shot clock. Now they double-team Kareem, and Vinnie Johnson comes all over it.
You see AC Green here not really letting Curtin feel him, anticipates the pass, steps out. There's no way Curtin even knew where he was. And when you can get that good foot movement going like that, you can pick off passes.
Rick Mahorn, who did a fine job, scored 2 points, but made his presence felt in the first half. His comeback in the ball game, replacing Bill Laimbeer.
Not a bad move. Maybe lay a little bit on Kareem, put a little muscle to him, try and take his legs out from underneath him.
Kareem has hit 15 of 21 from the field.
I firmly believe that a man at his age, if you put him through a physical torture test, game in and game out, wouldn't be able to be effective. And some of this double teaming that goes on against him makes the game that much easier for him.
Most of the time he tortures the other team.
Right.
38 years old. Amazing. 16 seconds and 12 on the shot clock. 5-point lead for the Pistons. Thomas hits a big bucket with 9 seconds to go. So Isiah has 8 in this period. Magic. McGee for 3. Hits it with 2 seconds to go. And a lot of body English from Magic Johnson. That's the end of the 3rd period. The Lakers have come back, and the score, the Pistons 95, the Lakers 91, and we'll return to the Silverdome after this word from your local
U.S. Army, a place to be all you can be. Miller Beer. Miller made the American way since 1855. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Dick Stockton, Tom Heinsohn, and Pat O'Brien. We weren't here last year when the roof caved in at the Silverdome, forcing the Pistons to play their late season games and playoff games at Joe Louis Arena. But today, 28,000 fans, 28,548 to be exact, season's high, are here to see the Pistons, who have led all the way, leading the Lakers by as much as 16. The lead had been cut to 4 points, and that's what we have right now, a 95-91 game starting the final period. Magic Johnson's mom on the left, Isiah Thomas' mom on the right. Christine Johnson and Mary Thomas enjoying this game, and so far their sons. Magic has 6 points in the game, but he has a bundle of assists, 18, and Thomas, who had 8 points in the third period, has 10 in the ball game. So what do we look for as we start the final period, Tom?
Well, whether the Lakers can get their inside game going at a crucial point, or whether somebody can really crack the other team's defense against the fast break.
Lakers hit 17 of 20 shots in the third period. That's 85%. They're not going to keep that up, and I noticed that Maurice Lucas starts the fourth period, and he's playing with 4 personal fouls.
And he's playing a center spot, so
it's a
pretty impressive. Yep.
The muscle man is Lucas, and they've got other guys who can fly. Mahorn over Lucas, misses, and AC Green gets the rebound. Magic Johnson as McGee and Cooper and AC Green along with Luke. So Kareem is getting the rest here. Lucas setting a screen. Magic Johnson hits outside. That may be his first outside shot of the game. And now it's 95-93, the closest since it was 24-22. Those are the leading scorers in the game.
Yeah, putting an awful lot of people at Isiah Thomas to try and slow him down.
Vinnie Johnson outside now in double figures. Johnson started the first 6 games as the off guard for the Pistons. Tommy chronicled the problems the Pistons have in just identifying their starters this year. Double team on Magic. Out to Cooper with 10 on the shot clock. Back to Johnson inside. Magic Johnson swatted away by Rick Mahorn. 4-point lead for the Pistons. Thomas, offensive foul. Cooper had possession. 4 fouls on Isiah now.
Well, inside, Isiah is being tried in the low post, but there's Mahorn getting one of the few blocks that they get. Chuck Daly says they don't get enough block shots.
4 on Isiah Thomas. So I wonder if the Lakers are going to try and go his way when they have the ball. Get him into deeper foul trouble. AC Green turnaround over Curitin, an air ball. Mahorn clears. 97-93 Detroit. They started off with the first 8 points of the game and never looked back. The Lakers are putting the heat on now. Vinnie Johnson turnaround. Green. Magic Johnson with that great vision down court. Takes it himself. And Magic Johnson again brings the Lakers to within a pair.
In the fourth quarter, fast break teams try and crack the other team's big guys to get some easy hoops. So both teams will be really steaming at each other if they possibly can.
Kareem's on the bench. Laimbeer's on the bench. Isiah Thomas puts a great fake on Mike McGee. And once again, Detroit says, stay away from us, to the Lakers, and it's a 4-point ball game. Into Magic. Magic knows he's got Isiah with 4 fouls. Takes it in. Curitin block shot. So Curitin and Mahorn have blocked key shots for the Pistons, who haven't had that kind of production most of this season. Vinnie Johnson, the basket counts, and a foul.
Oh, Vinnie Johnson.
Remember that game, 22 in the fourth period against the Celtics at Joe Louis Arena, 34 in the game, and that was about as amazing an individual show as we've seen.
He was unconscious, and the Pistons are hoping he'll get unconscious again here in the fourth quarter.
9:23 remaining in the fourth period, a timeout, and the Pistons won't let the Lakers get 2 points. At the conclusion of the game, Tom and I will select the Laimbeer Most Valuable Player of the Game. And in conjunction with the award, Laimbeer from Miller will present a check for $1,000 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation in that player's name.
One of the great versatile options the Lakers have is to use Magic Johnson in a low post against a smaller player. Here's a good block by Curitin, and they don't get those shot blocks often. But here's Mr. VJ, Vinnie Johnson. When he gets it going, you can't virtually shut him off, and they need a little bit of outside offense right now from Vinnie Johnson.
Talk about the block shots. The Pistons are last in the league in block shots. And their rebounding has been suffering, other than Bill Laimbeer, of course, leads the league. And that's exactly what's been going for the Lakers this year. Dominance in rebounding. Last year, there'd be a question whether they would do it, but off the offensive and defensive glass, the Lakers have improved in that area.
You know, one of the problems the Pistons have is that the centers and the forward, Tripucka and Laimbeer, are not inside players.
Mahorn misses the free throw, 101-95. 9:15 remaining in the fourth period. Lucas working against Mahorn. Those two do not like each other. Vinnie Johnson makes a great play and a loose ball foul, and that may be 5 on Lucas.
Oh, Vinnie is coming back.
5 fouls on Maurice Lucas. There is George Sparky Anderson, the manager of the Detroit Tigers, is trying to make the moves to get the Tigers back in the World Series. They were world champs 2 years ago, and he's watching here today. Vinnie Johnson shooting over AC Green short. Cooper comes down with it. So 5 fouls on Lucas, and Kareem gets up. So that 5th foul forces Riley to bring in Kareem maybe earlier than he anticipated. Less of a rest for the 38-year-old veteran. 9 on the shot clock. Lucas comes back with the basket. 101-97 now.
The Lakers this season are becoming a lot like the Boston Celtics. They have multiple low post potential down there. A lot of players that can play in the low post.
Johnson on top. Curran trying to post up the rookie AC Green. Thomas smothered by Michael Cooper. 3 on the shot clock. Mahorn. Misses. Saved by Earl Curran. He went over Green. Riley yelling for a foul. It doesn't come. Mahorn misses, and Tony Campbell lays it in. Riley can't be pleased with Detroit's offensive rebounding on that sequence.
I'll tell you, Tony Campbell has been playing a heck of a ball game for the time he's been in there.
And a foul inside. Lucas trying to make hay before he has to come out of the ball game. And it'll be Kareem coming back in. Sorry.
Here we see the inside play, and the shot is short, but there's Tony Campbell inside the trees and puts it up between the branches.
There are a lot of trees out there, including the tallest one of all, Kareem, with 32 points. He's in the ball game replacing AC Green. Lucas stays in with 5 fouls.
Well, Pat Riley's saying we got to make our move right here in this part of the game. Lucas has been on the bench for a protracted period. We need him now, and we need Kareem now to give us the boards in the inside game.
7:50 to go, 103-99. The rebounding story, Detroit over the Lakers, which is a surprise considering the Pistons are a perimeter team, not known for their inside play, and the Lakers are first in the league. Vinnie Johnson off the screen. Vinnie Johnson. Vinnie Johnson and Tony Campbell have been stars off the bench today for the Pistons. Not to mention Curran. Defensively has done well. Worthy goes in. What a good reverse move. I don't know how many guys could do that.
Worthy is, when you guard James Worthy, it's like walking down a gangplank blindfolded with a sword in your back, and you know you're going to die, but you don't know when. That's how tough he is.
It sounds severe, but I guess that's what it is.
I mean, that's the way you feel when you're going to have to guard James Worthy. Not having a particularly James Worthy game, but you don't look forward to playing him.
Campbell with the personal. Team fouls are 2 apiece here in this fourth period. Worthy makes 1 out of 2. 105-100 Detroit. 7:20 remaining. Worthy is on Campbell. Don't forget Tripucka is on the bench getting a rest. So is Laimbeer. Kareem's had to come in early here in this period. Good feed. Curran. Back to Isiah Thomas. We're seeing some terrific passing here today.
I'll tell you, good picks, too, by the Pistons to shake that man loose in the middle.
Lead is 7 again by the Pistons. Isiah and Magic. They're not thinking of their friendship. They're going against each other right now. Double team and traveling called against Kareem.
One of the philosophies on Kareem is don't double him until he dribbles the ball. That time they forced him to walk.
Timeout. Lakers, or Pistons that is, 107-100, and the Lakers continue to trail.
We're going to see Magic Johnson behind Rick Mahorn here get picked off by this man, Ricky Mahorn, and you'll see Isiah come over the top, and then all of a sudden another man appears, Tony Campbell, who's going to pick off that man, Isiah, Magic Johnson, and all of a sudden you'll see Isiah with an easy move into the lane for a hoop. That's what is called a staggered pick. And baby, you got to work hard on defense to defeat that.
Isiah Thomas with 14 points in the ball game. Both teams are shooting well. The Lakers 55%, Detroit 59. That's for the game. Detroit's been relying on the bench. Vinnie Johnson and Tony Campbell have both contributed double figures. 6.5 minutes remaining in the fourth period. Mahorn against Kareem. Rebound is by Lucas, who's playing with 5 personal fouls. 10 rebounds for Luke today.
And the Pistons are trying to develop an inside game with Rick Mahorn against Kareem, making him work on defense. It's not working.
Keep in mind that Tripucka and Laimbeer getting a good rest. They'll come out fresh when they come back in the game. 5 on the shot clock. Worthy going inside.
There's that double team that time. They got the ball out. They found the open man on the weak side for an easy hoop.
107-102, and Laimbeer now gets off the bench. He'll be coming back in. Under 6 minutes to go now. It's up to 16, the biggest lead for the Pistons, and the Lakers cut it to 4. Actually, they cut it to 2 points. Thomas picked up by Magic Johnson. But Mahorn is there. Wide open is Isiah for 3. And there's Vinnie Johnson on the other side. Comes right back. The Pistons got a lot of shots, and Lucas knocked down Isiah Thomas and offered his hand. Isiah said no thanks. The foul is on Isiah. He has 5. So Lucas and Isiah with 5. Here is Joe Dumars, who has come in and scored 18 as a starting rookie, and Thomas goes to the bench.
Pistons, however, Dick, are starting to lose their outside game that they count on so heavily. That's the fatigue factor showing in their game.
Well, right now you have a fresh Laimbeer against a Kareem who's seen a lot of action, has had to labor. Kareem misses the skyhook. Pistons have it.
All that one-on-one that they made Kareem play in the first half, they're just hoping that he'll miss 1 or 2 down the stretch when the Lakers need to have it.
He missed 1 there, and we're under 5 minutes to go in the game. Driving around a pick, Vinnie Johnson. Dumars. Rebound Lucas to Worthy. 107-102. Kareem all alone inside, beat Laimbeer underneath.
Laimbeer never knew where he was.
And Kareem has 34 points in the ball game.
I'll tell you, he's accepting a real challenge here today, Kareem.
And it's down to 3, 107-104. Lakers hanging in there. Less than 4.5 to go. And a turnover. Cooper to Kareem. And it's a 1-point game. And the Pistons will talk it over. The world champions, who are down by 16, have stormed back. And Abdul Jabbar has a season's high of 36 points. Basketball coming up next. Number 1 ranked North Carolina against Marquette. And then later today, the season premiere of CBS Sports Sunday. John Madden's All-Madden team, the World Triathlon Championships at 4:30 Eastern. But right now, we're coming to the wire in this game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with a season-high 36, and here's 2 of them.
They put a physical torture test on Kareem, trying to tire his 38-year-old body, but he's responded right now with a lot of hustle and a lot of determination. On that play, an alley-oop, the legs don't quite want to work at his age. He got up and got it. And the next replay you're going to see, well, I guess we're not going to see it, but it was Kareem on a steal and really digging down deep to get out quickly on a fast break, all alone for an easy one. So, I mean, he's been a competitor in my mind all these many years.
You know, he can break the record for most games played in a career right now, held by Elvin Hayes, February 23rd in Philadelphia. We're going to be there for that one. Dumars penetrating inside, missing. Pistons. Dumars inside to Curran, and a big basket for the Pistons. 109-106, under 4 minutes to go. Maurice Lucas has played most of this period with 5 personal fouls.
It's interesting that Isiah is not in there at this key point. Joe Dumars is and handling Isaiah's job off the pick and roll.
With 5 fouls on Isiah, but the Lakers Fail to connect inside, and now with 3.5 to go, Pistons trying to open up a 5-point lead. Cooper on Vinnie Johnson. Worthy on Tripucka, and Worthy just takes the ball out of his hands and is fouled. It's only the 4th team foul on the Pistons, so the Lakers will inbound the ball. LA themselves have only 2 team fouls, and for Dumars, that's his 3rd personal.
Dumars will have to take Isiah's role, and they count on Isiah to create offense in this last 4 minutes of the ball game.
Kareem, Worthy driving in, scoops it up, and a basket and a foul. And that's unmatched talent that you really can't teach and can't buy, really.
Yeah, but it was Kareem that made the play. As they left Worthy open, he spotted him and allowed Worthy to put that athletic talent to work.
He's got to be on the All-Star team. I know that if he's not voted in right now, Ralph Sampson and Alex English are the top vote getters, but if he's not voted in, the coaches have to put James Worthy on. He is having a remarkable season. 109-109, Worthy with 8 points this period, and the Lakers have come back from a 16-point deficit to tie it up. 2:55 to go. Laimbeer breaks the tie.
Big shot by Laimbeer to get their outside game on track. They count on penetration, the defense falling in, and then hitting it out for an easy outside shot.
And they're doing it with Isiah Thomas on the bench with 5, and Daly hasn't gone to him yet. 2:35 and not 7 on the shot clock. Earl Curran comes out of nowhere for the steal. Vinnie Johnson would have given the Pistons a 4-point lead, but here comes Magic. What a passing display and a foul against Detroit. What a great passing display by the Lakers.
So I love the guts of this Laker team. Here's a weak side double. Jabbar doesn't even know it's coming. Good steal, and then the Pistons will put the heat on you. But boy, those Lakers at this stage of a ball game, they will take it right to you, hoping that your defense will crack and there'll be an open man. They almost got away with it. Worthy's at the foul line.
Laimbeer with 4 fouls and Worthy to try to tie it up again.
You know, this player at the foul line, James Worthy, may be the standard for quick forwards on a fast break team.
Ties it up at 111. The Lakers, with the best road record in the NBA at 13-4, have come back to tie it up. Winding down close to the 2-minute mark in this game. Kareem with 36 points, Worthy with 26. Dumars in the lane misses. So the Pistons missing some good percentage shots in the final moments, and under 2 minutes to go, the Lakers can take the lead. But first, we'll have a timeout. Timeout call by the Lakers, where all scored. Detroit and the Lakers 111 apiece with 1:57 to go. With 5 fouls, Isiah Thomas is getting the call. He's coming back into the ball game for the Detroit Pistons, and I guess you'd have to say that the basic identity of what Detroit's all about is what they're going to rely on now.
The last 2 minutes of the ball game get into the hands of Isiah Thomas. He becomes their creator. They're counting on him to move the defense around, free some of their good outside shooters like Laimbeer, Dumars, and Tripucka.
Now the Lakers, it's always surrounded by number 33, Kareem.
When the ball gets into Kareem's hands, he's missed a low post player. Depending upon what the defense will do, will depend upon whether Jabbar will shoot the ball or pass it to a cutter.
So the final minutes unravel now. Dumars all over Magic, 10 on the shot clock. Kareem working his way in. This is the shot. Curran the rebound. So Kareem took the shot and missed, and now see what Detroit does.
And very interesting, they did not double Kareem that time, hoping that he would miss that with the fatigue.
Tripucka pops outside and misses. They're battling for the ball as if their life depends on it. And it's Detroit with the possession.
Their go-to guys have got to score right now. Kareem has got to score in the low post, and the outside shooters of the Pistons got to get their legs underneath them.
So far, Kareem missed the inside shot. Tripucka missed the perimeter shot. Still tied. 121. More important, maybe 16 seconds on the shot clock. Coming out Laimbeer to set a screen. Curran going baseline. Blocked by Abdul Jabbar, but there's Isiah Thomas. Thomas breaks the tie. And the Lakers call timeout. The largest crowd of the year at the Silverdome, 28,548. Saw what looked like a Piston runaway early, but the Lakers came back as they nearly always do, and it's 113-111 in favor of Detroit. What's the strategy now?
Well, I'm telling you, Isiah was really terrific on that play. Created a good penetration move, made the defense adjust to him, found the open man. Now we're going to look at, all right, we'll look at the play. Look at the pick by Laimbeer. Isiah makes the defense move. Curran, who's not an outside shooter, takes the rush and elects to take it strong to the hoop. Isiah comes up with the rebound and then gets inside and over the top. What a great play by Isiah.
Do the Lakers go again to Kareem inside, Tommy?
They're going to have the Kareem guessing. They could go to James Worthy, but normally Kareem is the guy at crucial points. But they sometimes double him, they sometimes let him play one-on-one. And now they have Kareem guessing as to what the defense will be. It's not going to be automatic in his mind. So maybe Riley will try and cross him up by going to Worthy.
Isiah Thomas, by the way, has 14 points in this half. James Worthy has been outstanding in this period. He has 26 points, 10 points in this fourth period. Next week, it'll be another one of those revivals. The Boston Celtics at Boston Garden against the Philadelphia 76ers. Those teams have been going on it for years in a lot of different eras. And the 76ers with the exciting Charles Barkley, not to mention Moses Malone, Maurice Cheeks, and of course the doctor at guard, Julius Erving, who's moved to a new position against the Boston Celtics. A 12 noon start next Sunday. Boy, what a series. We've had that Christmas Day comeback by the Knicks over the Celtics in 2 overtimes, and now this one.
Good defense called for here by the Pistons.
Something that they haven't always exhibited. Inside to Kareem in a hurry, and he's fouled by Laimbeer. Got 5 fouls on Laimbeer. And Kareem going to the line to try to tie the game up.
And it was, again, it didn't look like the Pistons wanted to double Kareem. He's isolated down there against Laimbeer. Nobody in the picture except the 2 of them. And there you see what Laimbeer thought was not a foul.
Kareem is 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year this year. And a tie score at 113 with 1:04 on the clock. Cooper is on Thomas. Magic is on Dumars. Laimbeer, quick pop over Worthy.
Worthy got out there to destroy the rhythm of Laimbeer's outside shot.
45 seconds, tie score, and the ball in the hands of the Lakers.
They got Kareem isolated down low once again.
And they're just playing single coverage on him. But he misses a sky hook. Teammates fight for the loose ball, and now with 29 seconds and 20 on the shot clock, the Pistons will try to break the tie.
And Kareem is mad at himself for missing that hook shot.
Crowd is on its feet here, 28,000 strong at the Silverdome. We have 7 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas fighting his way in. Somehow, someway, he always finds a way to do the job. 11 seconds to go, and the Pistons lead on Isiah Thomas's layup.
That's a great pick by Laimbeer. That frees Isiah to take it straight at Lucas, who's not that mobile. They all try to adjust. Kareem is a little bit late getting to the penetration. Isiah with his quickness and a good pick making it work.
And Chuck Daly says, all right, I know this game isn't over yet with 11 seconds to play.
The Mississippi Gambler, I call him. This year he's been playing poker without a few aces.
All right, the Lakers have made no secret of what they're out to do. They've gone to Kareem every time out. He hit the shot, then he was fouled. They go the same way?
Well, they may try and cross him up. Pistons. If it goes to Kareem, they may double him. And Pat Riley may be saying to himself, I don't want to play this guessing game. I'm going to get it to somebody else. Maybe he may even try and use magic in the low post or something similar to that. But I think Pat Riley's saying, I'd like to go with what we know how to do best.
That's what they do. By the way, all the Lakers have is one 20-second timeout, just in case they run into trouble with 11 seconds to go. The Pistons have 2 timeouts remaining. Kareem with 38 points, a season's high. 17 of 26 from the field. Worthy has 26. Isiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, the starting guards for the Pistons, each have 18. But Vinnie Johnson and Tony Campbell have contributed mightily off the bench. And this Piston team, looking for their 3rd in a row, it's been a kind of a dismal year for them, and nothing could help them more than to win this game. Of course, they beat Boston recently here at the Silverdome, but the Lakers are not out of it with 11 seconds to go to try to tie it up. Send this game in overtime.
You know, it's no easy job to even inbound the ball sometimes after a timeout. We'll see whether Detroit elects to get out and get all over the inbound man. It looks like they're going to allow the entry of the ball.
You watch the clock. Blocked and a foul call. James Worthy is fouled and will go to the line with 6 seconds to go. Now, why did the Lakers go right to the hoop in a hurry? Maybe if they hope to get an offensive rebound if the shot wasn't there, but the Pistons will get the last shot.
They had Worthy isolated on the weak side of the court to go one-on-one strong. They were hoping to either score or get fouled, and that's what they got. They got Worthy in a foul position.
And Isiah Thomas is fouled out of the ball game. So for that last possession, the Pistons won't have their brilliant point guard, Isiah Thomas, who fouls out. The 8th time this year, Thomas is fouled out.
Very important to get the rebound if there's a miss.
Needs 1 to tie, and that's Thomas's reaction. 18 points and 10 assists for Isiah. And now, a timeout called by the Pistons. They have 1 timeout remaining.
This is the old college trick. Freeze the foul shooter. Let him think about it a little bit.
Let me ask you about that. Do you think in the pro ranks with these players, do you think that really has an effect on them?
Well, maybe not in a game, a regular season game, but it might have like a key free throw for a championship. I think Worthy, is a reasonably good foul shooter. He's not going to let this time out. In fact, it might have worked to the Lakers' advantage, so that they know what they have to do should Worthy miss the free throw.
Now, Worthy has hit 9 of 11 from the free throw line, and on the year he is 79%, so he has been effective there. And of course, the Lakers counting on him hitting the free throw, but then we'll have 6 seconds to go, and the Pistons will have 1 timeout to go to use if they want to set up perhaps what they hope to be the winning shot.
Obviously, if he makes the free throw, the Pistons will immediately call timeout and inbound it at half court. If the real problem right now for the Lakers is they don't have a timeout, if he misses the free throw, then they have to charge and get the rebound and try and put it back in immediately. The Pistons have to block them off the boards.
Lakers have that 20-second timeout, so the Pistons always come alive in this game. Last year, 23-point victory over Pat Riley's Lakers, who won handily at the Forum earlier this year. And the team with the best record in the league. And that's where the burden is right now on James Worthy's shoulders. Don't forget, coming up next, North Carolina and Marquette, NCAA basketball on CBS.
He looks like he's going out for Sunday brunch. Doesn't look like any big deal to James Worthy.
Pat Riley has got the best, highest winning percentage in NBA history. But Worthy looking to tie it up right here. 1:15, and the Pistons use up their last timeout.
Sunday brunch, that's what it was.
Pressure free throws by James Worthy, and 6 seconds to go. The Pistons will have the ball, and perhaps the last shot of this game. By 16, that was a long time ago, and we're tied with 6 seconds to go. The Lakers have a 20-second timeout. Pistons are out of theirs, and they don't have Isiah Thomas, who is fouled out of the ball game.
Well, they would go to him to make something happen. Dumars may fulfill that role now that Isiah's out of there. They always have tried to get something from the outside. They'll have to do it here. Or they may just elect to let Dumars go one-on-one. Vinnie Johnson's in the ball game. They may elect to let him go one-on-one, although he hasn't had a particularly hot hand today.
He has 14 points, and of course he sets up those shots and a lot of times draws those fouls. It'll unfold. Tripucka will inbound, and they'll let him inbound the ball. To Laimbeer. Tripucka for three. Hits it! Second timeout. That's all the Lakers have, and they need to go for three. Michael Cooper is the man who normally takes the three-point shot. He has hit 5 in the last 5 games.
They have difficulty inbounding the ball. They get it to Laimbeer. Worthy almost picked off the pass to Tripucka. The long shot right on the money. Jack McCluskey said Tripucka's got to get his shots to be effective. You can't be much more effective than that.
And that's Kelly Tripucka's first basket since the first period. Pat Riley saw it go up and go in, and he saw 2 seconds left, and here it comes. Intercepted, the game is over. And the Pistons, who are under 500, have done it again over the Lakers for the second straight year, beating them at the Silverdome on Kelly Tripucka's three-point bomb with 2 seconds to play, 118 to 115 in a thriller. And here is Kelly Tripucka with the winning basket again. No, this is the Lakers in the last play of the game.
They just overplay all the outlets, and Vinnie Johnson just stepped in, much too long a pass. And I'll tell you, that was one thrilling win for the Pistons. The Lakers played well, but without Rambis in there, Lucas had to go the way. They were a little bit undermanned.
Lucas did quite a job off the boards. Kareem at 38 points. It was season's high, and an exciting ball game with 28,000 and Willer. The Detroit Pistons over the Los Angeles Lakers, 118 to 115. And our Laimbeer most valuable player of the game is rookie Joe Dumars. In only his third start, 18 points and 11 assists. Laimbeer from Miller, proud to present a check for $1,000 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation on behalf of Joe Dumars. Not only the scoring, Tommy.
I will tell you, he played one fantastic defensive job on Magic Johnson. He was up challenging him from end line to end line and cutting off that penetration. Absolutely fantastic.
They had a 16-point lead, and they squandered it. Lakers tied it up, and the Pistons won down the stretch. A big win. You talked about the new starters, the power forward problem. Kent Benson had a fine game. So did Earl Cureton off the bench, and Dumars did the job. So Chuck Daly got the results today from the people he needed to get them from.
He certainly did. I thought it was going to be the battle of the forwards. Their three-headed forward, let's call it, really paid off. I think they minimized Lucas. That's where Rambis's loss might have been missed today.
So the Lakers lose, and of course they're playing Chicago tomorrow. They have Boston, and Pat Riley wants to keep them on an even keel, even though the Lakers do have the best record in the league. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 38 points, and that was a season's high for him. Magic Johnson had 18 assists. James Worthy, 28 points. Isiah Thomas, 18 before he fouled out, and a tremendous ball game. But the hero is Kelly Tripucka, and right now he's with Pat O'Brien. Pat?
Thank you very much, Dick. Hero indeed, Kelly Tripucka. What a great time to get hot for you. What does this win mean for this ball club here in the Super?
Well, the way we've been playing the last couple of weeks, we needed to get a stretch where we could start playing good basketball. We've won 3 in a row now, but I think this one's more important than the rest of them because we beat probably the best team in the league right now, and we did it by playing good, hard basketball at both ends of the court.
What was going through your mind when you put that shot in at the end? Hoping you go in.
Just the way we designed it. No, we had some options. We wanted to get the ball in bounds, first of all. If anything, we go into overtime. But I got it into Bill Laimbeer, and I was stepped on the court and was open. James tried to steal the ball. and I knew we didn't have much time, so I let it go. It should have been a 4-pointer.
The hero of the Silverdome today. Let's go back to Dick.
Don't be greedy, Kelly. So for Tom Heinsohn and Pat O'Brien, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. The final score, the Detroit Pistons 118, the Los Angeles Lakers 115. Don't forget to join us next Sunday for more NBA action. The great rivalry, the Philadelphia 76ers battle the Boston Celtics, noon Eastern time from the Boston Garden. And of course, coming up next, NCAA basketball as North Carolina takes on Marquette. CBS has been a presentation of CBS Sports.